Hello, good morning, good morning. Um, so I have an appointment at 11 o'clock today for the dentist, and I don't know if my mental health workers are going to be getting me a ride to get to this dentist appointment, but, obviously if they don't have it in their schedule or they don't have it planned, who knows if they're going to be able to even bring me, but, I got a call, I got notified. I mean, I probably should have canceled, I probably should have canceled Friday if I was going to cancel because they need like 24 hours in advance to cancel, but, if I can't make it to this appointment this morning, then I'm gonna have to figure out something. No, normally I would like them to call me and say, confirm that I'm supposed to go to that they're gonna pick me up for this appointment, because what if I'm not ready? What if I'm not magically ready for this appointment? What if I'm not ready to go for my day and stuff like that? What if I'm not ready to go out my door and then all of a sudden they call me and say, "Hey, are you ready for your appointment?" I'd be like, "No, I'm not." Which I might end up having to cancel, and then this might be my second or third time canceling, and they might end up having a fit or something about it. But, for the most part, I'm just doing all right. I'm just chilling. It's Monday, so cleaning up more around the house. I gotta mop this floor with some bleach and stuff. I got some bleach and some like water and some soap and some stuff. I gotta like clean this floor a little bit better. Gonna mop it with bleach and try to make it smell good in here. I don't know if I'm gonna do it today or if I'm gonna do it later on because I had to cook and I don't want to like drop stuff on the floor when I'm cooking. Yesterday I dropped a little bit of Italian dressing on the floor, so I had to clean that up. But definitely needs to be mopped. Definitely needs to be mopped. And that Italian dressing stuff is very oily. It can go slip and fall, and ugh. But it's good to eat. It's not good to like have all over the place and all over the floor and have to clean up. But for the most part, I'm just doing all right. I'm just chilling, and my mental health worker is said to be out 10 days. He's supposed to be out for 10 days. My mental health worker, he's supposed to be out because it's a protocol. It's protocol if they think you've been exposed to near somebody who had possibly had COVID and stuff, that they'll quarantine their workers for 10 days. The workers will have to quarantine for 10 days and stuff like that. So my mental health worker has to quarantine for 10 days. So he'll probably be back tomorrow, but for the most part, I have an appointment today, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to get to it. So, um, he's not even a real case manager at this point. There's like one case manager and two people helping out where they can, but he's not even the real case manager. So when it comes to like other things like paperwork and stuff, he's not doing heavier stuff or hands-on stuff. So it's kind of like put me in this position where I'm gonna have to end up working with somebody I can't necessarily work with. So. So this kind of creates this huge problem and this huge divide, but mental health shit is out of my control. I mean, if the agency closed or something, if I need an opinion to say something before the agency had closed, I'm going to say a lot of shit. I am going to say a lot of shit about how this agency is not really helpful, and how this agency has its moments of good, but it's overall the agency probably could get shut down. They could probably put some better people in there, that can do a better job of their job than some of the people that they have in there right now. They're asinine, but it's the state of Connecticut for you. The state of Connecticut's always been asinine. So, and I know that because I've dealt with the state of Connecticut. I've dealt with the state of Connecticut. I've dealt with DCF. I've dealt with multiple, programs and things growing up. I'm still dealing with them as a 30-year-old person. I still kind of deal with mental health agencies and things like that. Thing is, they wanted me to go to the hospital. They wanted me to go to the hospital and say, "Well, why don't we transfer you over to the hospital? You can get a psychiatrist over at the hospital, and maybe a therapist over at the hospital and stuff like that." And I'm thinking to myself, like, you guys realize that the last time I was at the hospital, I think very last times, that they almost wanted to put me in the hospital. They almost wanted to put me in a state hospital because they mishandled me. Because they mishandled me, and then it led to an altercation where I ended up basically, restrained or something by like 6 people. And, it's like, it's one of those altercation, things that probably could have happened a lot differently if people were, people knew what the hell they were doing and stuff like that. Um, and pretty much the way they kind of mishandled me. They kind of mishandled me, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. Really wanting to go back into a position where I would have to even go back to the, to the hospital, or deal with anybody at the hospital, or their psychiatrist, or anything for that matter, for the psych wards and stuff like that. Um, I've done well to just, keep do my business and try to make sure I'm mentally well and stuff like that, where I don't have to, where I don't have to deal with people at the hospital and stuff like that. But, for the most part though, there's a lot of bullshit and shit going around. Like, I'm supposed to, feel some type of way because, my mental health program right now has a case manager, and the only case manager that there is somebody I don't necessarily want to work with. So, so it's like, and I don't want to work with her because I've already kind of had my issues and stuff with her that, could already lead to confrontations and stuff like that. They know it, and I very well know it. So they don't need to, like, sit there and, like, twiddle their thumbs and act like this is dumb. I mean, obviously, if a confrontation happens this time, it's going to be so big that there probably is going to be police and other people involved, because it's going to be so out of line that, it's so worthily, so, I don't know what the fucking word is. It's too fucking early. But, it could have been avoided. The whole thing could have been avoided, and my fucking glasses are fucking filthy. But the thing could have been avoided. The thing could probably be avoided, and, the thing is not, the thing is they're making it very difficult for their clients, especially me as a client, to really work with them. I mean, I had to fight for my rights, not, to get another case manager and stuff that I could work with and stuff, because I had issues with the one that supposedly is left over, taking all the stuff and doing all that stuff. So, I'm pretty much at the point where I'm sitting here kind of like, mm, so I'm fixing my glasses. I can't see a fucking thing without the smudges on my glasses. It's like, oh, better, a lot better. Oof, I can see. So, anyways, the state of Connecticut's the state of Connecticut, and there's a lot of changes and some bullshit going on with the state of Connecticut, and they're getting away with a lot, and they know right now, because they can get away with a lot, and because I have a lot more pressure and stuff on them, that they gotta watch their tails and their P's and Q's because of different things and stuff like that. So, you know, and some different things like that. So, I'm just chilling at this point, doing my thing and trying to breathe and stuff like that, and trying to do what I need to do to cope and survive, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I'm more willing not to go to the dentist today. Who likes going to the dentist and getting their teeth drilled or getting their teeth picked at, or etc. Could probably a good chance I was supposed to go for a cleaning, but obviously I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna wait until probably close to 11 o'clock. If I don't hear anything, if it's gonna be too late, then I'm gonna say, look, I can't go. I'm sorry. We're short mental health staff. I'm just gonna say my worker got exposed to somebody with COVID, and now we can't go. Now I can't come into the thing. I gotta wait. I gotta quarantine for such and such. I mean, it's not like I've been exposed to anybody with COVID, but it's just a precautionary thing. If he works with somebody that's exposed to somebody near COVID, then he has to quarantine for 10 days. So I can make a big thing like that and probably just save my appointment and save my ass at this point, because, I don't know, it's like I don't really know what else to do. I mean, they're gonna try to like judge me because I can't make it into an appointment, but some things happen and stuff this time, especially with like COVID and stuff in the world, and things happen, and people got to be more lenient and more respectful about things, and I try not to let things go out of line and stuff like that, but. Um, I should have called Friday. I really should have called Friday, but nobody's letting me know anything. So it's like, who the fuck knows what's going on at this point? Who the fuck knows, and who the fuck knows what's going on? I'm on my second cup of coffee, and I'm just chilling. I gotta make my bed, and I gotta just clean up this house a little bit better. I mean, I'm cleaning up as much as I can. I'm trying to make it look neat as much as I can. If anything comes to worst comes to worst, if I don't end up going to this appointment, I'm just going to start cooking. I'm going to start cooking, like, some burgers today, because I got burgers I took out to cook. So I'm going to start cooking burgers or something for lunch and try to get lunch going. I'm feeling very good about my Monday, but I'm not feeling very good that, if I can't get to this appointment. But, it's Monday. It's the usual horoscopes type of, tarot card reading type stuff going on. So I usually post that up about that and see how the week plays out. But, it could end up being like one of those weeks where it's very blah. I also called to go to the bank too. I mean, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it in the same day, or they won't do it. Do it right away. But tried to also call them to go to the bank so I could actually go and put my money in the bank, because I made $40. $40 from the craft fair that I need to put in the bank. But I mean, I got the check deposited into the bank. I got my mom's. What you call it? I got my mom's, like, her check put in the bank, so I don't know. I'm too fucking tired to really even think right now. I'm just like, this place is a fucking mess, and I'm just like, okay, it's a fucking mess, what are you gonna do to clean up your place, because your place is a fucking mess. There's things I want to do. There's things I would like to go out my door, but it's been too fucking windy. It's been too really fucking windy. You can hear like the wind rattle like in the hallway, and like when I open my windows, for sure you can hear the wind rattle in the hallways. I don't know what's with the door. These are like pressurized doors, so when it's windy and stuff like that, they'll actually kind of almost like stay shut. You gotta like pull them open just to be able to pull your door open when because they're pressurized. They're electronically pressurized or something like that. So when for like fires and stuff, or like when emergencies, like if we have pull cords. So the pull cords will open during an emergency. They will literally open your door if you're kind of like having a heart attack or something. They will literally like alert your neighbors and let the neighbors come, save your life or something. So, I've only had to use that once. I mean, I haven't really had to use that, but I've only had to use that once. And I think that during that time I was going through a lot of dark things, and I actually tried to commit suicide. So, and I actually chickened out last minute, so I actually pulled the cord. I didn't remember pulling the cord, but I chickened out, and I was gonna commit suicide. So, that was probably a few years ago. So, I mean, I haven't really had to use the pull cords or anything like that since. But, for the most part, I've been okay, so, but yeah, I'm alright though, I'm alright, and, chilling, breathing, being happy. Now I'm at that point. If things work out, great. If things work out, then great. Then I'm not trying to put too much emphasis on expecting too much. I'm kind of expecting to be more disappointed when it comes to my relationships and things. I'm almost expecting to be more disappointed than I am to be more happy about things, because just my history with relationships and stuff, I always ended up more disappointed than I've ever been really happy. So I'm kind of at that point where I'm just kind of expecting the worst, but if I'll be surprised be surprised if the best actually happens. That's just my history with relationships, and maybe that's not the good way to look at the newfound future, but I just like, there's been a huge communication issue, and if it goes on for another 7 to 5 days, then I don't know what it means for the relationship for me, because I just don't think I don't think this is working for me, and how I feel that this works for, the relationship. So, but I don't know. I can't talk to my boyfriend. My boyfriend's busy, so, I'm at that point where I'm just chilling at this point, trying to breathe, trying to do what I need to do. I don't know. I mean, the good news is I got money. The bad news is I don't have all the money in the bank that I need. But the good news is hopefully the rent will clear. When the rent clears, I will have money left over. The rent's going to clear way before my boyfriend comes up. I think it's going to clear this week. I think at some point the rent will clear. My boyfriend comes up not this weekend, but next weekend. We had this past weekend, and there's this weekend coming up, and then then the next weekend is when my boyfriend's supposed to come up. But I don't know. I don't know right now. He's been really kind of just communication issues and stuff. Unless he starts talking to me or something, I don't really know. I might just end up canceling the trip, guys. I might just end up canceling shit because I'm so fucking frustrated. I don't know. I'm just frustrated at this point, but I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. I should just go back to bed and put the covers over my head and say I'm going to bed. Happy Monday. But I got a lot to do. Right now, and I'm just like, eh. Anyways, Monday horoscopes today. I'm looking forward to seeing what they say. Maybe it's going to be a bad Monday horoscope. Maybe it's going to be a good Monday horoscope. But I actually just watched a video saying the eclipse is kind of in my favor. The eclipse is kind of in my favor right now and stuff like that because I'm a fire sign. And it's kind of Jupiter is very good for some fire signs. Actually, Jupiter is my ruling planet. I hate to tell you that. Jupiter is my ruling planet for Sagittarius. So, for me, that's usually a good sign. Wherever Jupiter is, it's usually like expansion and, great abundance and stuff, because Jupiter is actually my ruling sign, and depending on how it's placed within the placements of, like, the stars and stuff, a lot of times Jupiter likes to bless me. So, I'm really actually very fortunate and happy for that. But, I don't know, I'm a little frustrated with some things right now, but I'm trying to breathe, I'm trying to cope with it, I'm trying to just let things happen and figure out how things are going to play out. But, I'm playing with my scruffy scruff. Almost right, it's starting to come in right here a little bit and right here, but it needs to come in right here. It needs to come in right here. If it comes in fully, I'm going to keep the beard. I'm going to kind of keep it and kind of grow it out. But it's starting to come in. It's not starting to come in. It's like, I don't know if I have to shave it a couple more times. But, I don't know. But anyways, hope all is well. And I just wanted to check in. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This kind of just be a rambling video for the next 20 to 30 minutes. But it's Monday. I'm usually happier for Mondays. If my Monday doesn't piss me off first because of scheduling conflicts and shit like that. But anyways, I'm gonna cope with it and deal with it how I deal with it. So, there's one more hour until I end up having to go to this appointment. If I can't get to this appointment, then I guess I can't make it. So, I know the dentist is going to be pissed at me. I'll just say,
it's more than just a pizza place. In addition to
whatever.
Pizza, you'll enjoy
I'm going.
freshly made pasta, sandwiches, butcher block steaks, all artfully prepared.